Warrens ain't... The Warrens isn't a place for your type. I can show you a few things, but anyone asks, and my name never comes up. Understand? It's where you go when you can't afford a room anywhere else. About the time they opened the mines, someone got the idea to throw beds in here. Laborers, the sick, the lame, we're all here. Oh yes, I know everyone who sleeps in the Warrens. Kind of the one who passes the keys around. I guess someone else will be taking his room now. Sorry, but you don't exactly belong here. Welcome to the Warrens. Uh-huh.
You don't know anyone here who doesn't have rattles or ataxia.
The Warrens isn't a place for your type. What do you want?
You've been digging around where you don't belong. It's time you learned a lesson. Someone who doesn't like you asking questions. Come on, let's see what you're made of. Yeah, that's your best, huh? Yeah. I was sent by Nepos the Nose. The old man hands out the orders.
Excuse me, do you know anything about this house? Seen anyone enter or leave? Seems no one in this city has. Excuse me, do you know anything about this house? Seen anyone enter or leave?
The Treasury House is really just for patrons of the Silverblood family. You don't belong here.
What are you doing here? I told them no visitors. The Imperial agent. That's right, I knew. How many dogs is the Empire going to send after me? This is my business. My city. You Empire lovers should learn to stay out of it. Now get out! What? By the gods, Betrid!
What was that?
Good as well.
Must have run off. My wife. They killed her. Damn Madanach. Damn his forsworn backside. Fine. You want to know what the Forsworn really are? They're my puppets. I have their king rotting in Sidna Mine. He was supposed to keep them under control. My prison. The source of half the silver in Skyrim. The most secure prison in Tamriel. No one escapes. I thought keeping Madanach down there would keep him under control. Madanach. The king in rags. While we were off fighting the elves in the Great War, Madanach was busy ruling over the Reach. Until Ulfric came and put them down. When their uprising was crushed, I had Madanach brought to me. He was a wild animal, but a useful one. I offered him a stay from execution if he used his influence to deal with any annoyances that came up. Competitors, agents, idiots. So I've let him run his little forsworn rebellion from inside Sidna Mine. Now he's out of control. You already got what you wanted, you damn hound. This is your fault. You and Madanach are animals, and I'll see you both rot to death in Sidna Mine for this. Now get out of my house!
I'm just a servant. Don't pay me any mind. I have records I need to tend to.
Beware the region northeast, across the river. Forsworn have taken refuge in Broken Tower Redoubt in Red Eagle.
Excuse me. What's your business here? We haven't been expecting you, and the old man needs his rest. Come back some other time.
It's okay, my dear. Send him in.
Yes, Nepos. You heard him. Go on in.
I'm sorry about my housekeeper. She's a little protective of me. Now, what is it you want? Ah, yes. You've proven to be a real bloodhound. Well, you've sniffed me out. I've been playing this game for almost 20 years, sending the young to their deaths, all in the name of the Forsworn. And I'm tired. So tired. Because my king told me to. Madanach. When the uprising fell at the hands of the Nords, they threw him in the mines. I don't know how, but he lives. I get his messages, and I hand out his orders without question. My dear boy, what makes you think you're getting out of here alive? You were seen coming in. The girl at the door is a Forsworn agent masquerading as a maid. You aren't the first one to have gotten this far. You won't be the last. He is the King in Rags, a man who once held all the Reach within his grip. He stokes the passions of the downtrodden in this city, directs them to kill the enemies of the Forsworn in our name. All from inside Sidna Mine, a Nord prison. The irony is quite thick. Markarth and the Reach are our lands. That is why we are the Forsworn. We cannot claim the home that is rightly ours. But then, during their war with the Elves, we had our moment. We drove the Nords out of the Reach in a great uprising. Then Ulfric and his men came. Those of us who didn't run were executed, except for myself, my king, and a handful of others.
Sorry. Someone there?
Oh, no, you don't.
That'll teach you.
What do you need? We warned you, but you just had to go and cause trouble. Now you have to pin all these recent murders on you. Silence witnesses. Work, work, work. Same thing we do with all the other natives who want to change things around here. We had a nice little deal going between Thonar and Madanak, until you and Eltra started snooping around. Well, you wanted to find the man responsible for those killings. You'll have plenty of time with the King in Rags when you're in Sidna Mine. You'll never leave Markarth.
Who's there?
Halt! You're under arrest for murder and conspiracy against the city of Markarth. No one in the Jarl's court is above the charge of conspiring against the city. You're coming with us. You'll never see the sun again. No one escapes Sidna Mine. No one.
All right, prisoner. Eyes front. You're in Sidna Mine now, and we expect you to earn your keep. There's no resting your hide in a cell in this prison. Here you work. You'll mine ore until you start throwing up silver bars. You got it? You'll pay off your debt to the Reach. Just work, and you'll earn your freedom. All right, open her up. Now you, get down there.
What are you in for, new blood? Violent one, huh? Best keep that to yourself, new blood. Others find out, they'll consider that a challenge. My advice? Serve your time at the pickaxe and get out. You don't want to end up getting a shiv in the guts over a bottle of skooma. If you're asking, that means you're the new lifer. Tough luck, friend. Those guards sold you out, but good. No one talks to Madanak, I'm afraid. Not without getting past Borkle the Beast. And you don't want to talk to Borkle the Beast. Madanak's guard. Big, even for an orc. Heard he ripped a man's arm off and beat him to death with it. He's old-fashioned like that. Small blade, easy to hide. I mean, sure, you could just swing a pickaxe into someone's face, but people tend to see that coming. Got a problem with a prisoner? Get a shiv. Here Grisvar has a spare, if you could get him to part with it. A Nord nobleman I served was stabbed in the night. Wasn't me, but I knew I'd be blamed. So I ran, joined the Forsworn, started killing, got caught. Now I'm here. They come in here once a week to clean out the bodies, grab any ore we've mined, and beat down the troublemakers. That's the only time when we get food, too. And if there's not enough ore mined up, we don't get any. Bottles of moon sugar. Khajiit use it as a pick-me-up. Good way to pass the time. Prisoners smuggle the stuff in. Only currency we have down here. Because life was better under the old ways. No Nords and their laws. One day the Forsworn will paint the walls of Markarth in their blood. Now if you'll excuse me.
The new meat. So soft, tender. What was it like killing your first one, huh? A true killer like me. The gods put us here to fill their halls with souls. You'll fit in fine down here. You want to talk to the king in rags? Fine. But first you gotta pay the toll. How about you get me a shiv? Not that I need one, but it's nice to have one in case I need to do some shaving. Fine. Go on in. But don't try anything in there. Madanak knows more than you think. Murder, banditry, assault, theft, and lollygagging. Trust like that is not freely given. Guards brought me in about 12 years ago. Was running a good group of bandits up until then. But these Forsworn, they're nothing like the men I cobbled together. They're real killers.
Well, well, look at you. The Nords have turned you into an animal. A wild beast, caged up and left to go mad. Well, well, look at you. The Nords have turned you into an animal. A wild beast, caged up and left to go mad. So, my fellow beast, what do you want? Answers about the Forsworn? Revenge for trying to have you killed? Your freedom? Yes, but even if you were to escape Sidna Mine, your name would still be stained with all that blood. You're one of us now, you see? A slave. The boot of the Nord stepping on your throat. Maybe if you understood that, I could help you. There's a man named Breg inside these mines. Besides me, he's been here the longest. Tell him I sent you. Ask him why he's here. I want you to know how widespread the injustice of Markarth is. This was our land. We were here first. Then the Nords came and put chains on us, forbid us from worshipping our gods. Some of us refused to bow. We knew the old ways would lead us back to having a kingdom of our own. That is who we are. The Forsworn. Criminals in our own lands, and we will cut a bloody hole into the Reach until we are free. I had Markarth. My men and I drove the Nords out. We had won. So we thought. Retribution was swift. I was captured, quickly tried, and sentenced to death. But my execution never came. Dhonar's Silverblood stopped it. He wanted the Forsworn at his call, that I would point their rage at his enemies and spare his allies. And I have. Humiliating at first, but I knew he would let his guard down eventually, that he would come to trust I was under control. Remember, it was the Nords who locked you up.
Other prisoners get suspicious when we talk to each other, so keep it down. I'm a Forsworn. One of our raids went bad and I got captured. Would have been fine dying for the Reach with my kinsmen, but the Silverbloods want their ore mine, so they threw me in here. Year 7, I think. Surprised I haven't cut my own throat out by now, but something keeps me going. Until next time.
Watch what you're doing.
I left behind my daughter, Uale, when I was taken. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Jarl decided I was too much of a problem. Threw me in here with the Forsworn. Ah, you want protection? I can get you what you need. Maybe you could do something for me first. Duok has a bottle of skooma. Finest distilled moon sugar. I'm shaking just thinking about it. Thank you, friend. Don't worry. I'll have that shiv ready for you. The first time, thieving. The second time, thieving. The third time, thieving. It kind of keeps going like that. First it was 6 months, then a year, then 2 years. Now I'm in for life. All right then. I got locked up one too many times.
I was sent here because someone said I was a... Guards say I murdered someone. I was just sleeping off some meat in my aunt's house. That didn't stop them from arresting me. I don't even know who they said I killed. A couple of years. I wasn't forsworn when I came, but I joined up when I got in. Easier that way. Farewell.
What do you want? Of digging to do? My story, huh? Everyone in Sidna Mine has a tale. Let's hear yours first. When was the first time you felt chains around your wrists? Then you know the hard looks as judgment gets set upon you. The sneers of people who never had to face sentence. Do you have any family? Anyone waiting for you on the outside? I had a daughter once. She'd be 23 this year. Married to some hot-headed silver worker, or maybe on her own, learning the herb trade. The Nords didn't care who was and who wasn't involved in the Forsworn uprising. I had spoken to Madanak once. That was enough. But my little Aethra didn't want to see her papa leave her. She pleaded to the Jarl to take her instead. And after they made me watch as her head rolled off the block, they threw me in here anyway to dig up their silver. My daughter is the one who needs your pity. I'm just a poor Forsworn whose only regret is not killing more Nords before I was locked up. Long enough.
Darl decided I was too much.
I was sent here because someone
Threw
said
me
I
in
was a
here with the
forsworn.
Forsworn.
You serve your time by digging, so dig.
You're back. Have you done what I asked? Yeah, imagine hearing a story like that over and over. Each time a different family, each time a different injustice. Your meddling above ground reminded me of how removed I've been from the struggle. My men and I should be in the hills, fighting. Yes, but I need a show of loyalty from you. I don't need a shiv in the back while we break out. Have you met Grisbar the Unlucky? He's rightly named, and he's also a thief and a snitch. He's outlived his minor usefulness. Take care of him, and then we can leave Sidna Mine for good. Our struggle is our people's struggle.
Prison's not so bad. Less complaints when I kill people.
You've finally become one of us. Come with me. I think it's time I announced my plans to you and your new brothers.
What's going on, Madanach? You wouldn't have old Grisvar killed unless you weren't planning on needing him.
My brothers, we have been here long enough. It's time to leave Sidna Mine and continue our fight against the Nords. Through this gate, just beside my quarters, is a tunnel. A tunnel that leads right through the old dwarven ruins of Markarth, into the city. Well, what do you say, my brothers?
The reach belongs to the Forsworn.
I say you've earned an early pardon. Let's go. Into the tunnel. Let's go.
Madanach, I brought what you asked for.
Good work. Get ready while I have a word with our favorite outsider. I had Kai recover all the things the Nords stole from you. You better get ready before we break out into the city. And take this. It's blessed with the old magics. Something to remember me by. Now, I announce to all of Markarth that I have returned. Don't worry about your name. They'll know who to blame and fear after today. It'll take years, but I'll organize the Forsworn again. We'll reclaim our land, and then when power is ours, we'll have peace. A kingdom. Until then, let me offer you a warning. Beware the Forsworn. No place in the Reach is safe from us now.
Think you can escape myself, right? You'll pay for what you've done to my family.
Your family? You've poisoned the Reach with your tainted silver for long enough, Thonar!
I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Where'd you come? Who's there? Over here!
Guess it's all clear. Guess it's all clear.
Where'd you come?
I've had enough of this.
That takes care of that.
I run the Forge, the finest weapons and armor. Until next time.
Who's there?
Ran off, I suppose.
loose again. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures. Take a look. Come back whenever you need something.
I said Holmes, you backbiter. Give a crippled worker a helping hand. Bring more gold.
Now here's a man I'm glad to see.
Thought I heard something.
Don't hurt me.
My daughter... Huh?
Hide from me.
I work silver, like my father, and his father before him.
Where'd you come from?
Take my advice. Never gamble. Too many drinking games, too many bets, and I'm too old to ever raise the coin on my own. He's a stubborn oaf. I don't know what good it'll do. You should speak to my daughter, Yvette. She's the brains of the family.
something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions. Beer and... Some might call this junk. Me, I call them treasures. Back to bits and... Yes? Take a look. Make sure to recommend us to your associates.
So you're an alchemist then? Don't forget me next time you need herbs and potions.
Hello and welcome, my friend. Why, of course. And will you also be needing the bow that shoots rainbows? Or perhaps a quiver that dispenses beer? Look, if you want arrows, we have them. But don't insult my intelligence. What are you hunting? Never mind. I don't want to know. Perhaps I'll be seeing more of you.
Feel free to make requests.
Cold's not so bad.
You're from
Water keeps me fed.
You know nothing about
Working
this.
days are
Nothing.
done.
What an amazing day this has been. I hope you've been enjoying the festivities. I'm just so overwhelmed. Such kindness. For me.
And when the elves marched into your beloved
Oh, no need to be
Cyrodiil,
shy.
and everyone
My
took
day
up
is your
arms
day,
against them,
please.
wasn't that
Eat,
treason
drink, make
against the
merry.
Dominion?
We're all friends here.
Why, that's not the same.
Please, and yourself.
Dominion were invaders, conquerors. We had to fight them to preserve our own way of life.
My point exact.
Seville Stentor has a grasp of magical theory that I would never have expected from a human, even a Breton. No doubt most folk in Skyrim consider the dragons terrifying. I find them wondrous. Oh, I think you'll find that magic is rare in Skyrim. Winterhold, though, the college there has it in abundance. Look there if you wish to learn. No, that honor is Seville Stentor's. A smart man steers clear of Stentor, and keeps himself out of the dungeon when she's having a bad day. Let's just say that the headsman's axe may not be the worst way for a Solitude jail prisoner to die. Look at that. I've told you to watch your tongue, and mine is waggling. I've said enough. I make sure Erica keeps breathing. You are free to leave.
Unless we have specific business, I'm not interested. Debts are debts. Either he pays them, or his kind do. Works for me. Tell Aktiev the debt's settled. Keep your sword, Armstrong.
Take this time to thank you all for being here. To thank you for sharing this one... happy day with myself and my new husband. Today, the problems of Skyrim, nor are they yours. Today we are joined in peace and happiness. So please, enjoy yourselves. You have all helped to make this a truly extraordinary wedding. All of my dreams have come true. So thank you. Thank you all.
My nephew, the Emperor.
Blessings of the Eight Divines upon you. How may I
Being
help?
old's not so bad. Daughter, you've done a fine thing for me. You know, I used to be quite a warrior in my day. Let me show you a thing or two. You should speak to my daughter, Yvette. She's the brains of the family. Divines bless you. May the ground you walk quake as you pass.
You look troubled. Feel free to take a seat or pray at the shrines. We appreciate worship in all its forms. It's the peace treaty that ended the war with the elves of the Aldmeri Dominion. The Dominion recognized the heresy of proclaiming Talos a god. Talos was a great man, and a great emperor, but that does not make him a god. No matter how much the Stormcloaks may wish it were so. Those who worship at the shrines will sometimes receive boons from the gods themselves. The nature of the favors varies per deity. Please, feel free to worship at any or all of the shrines. Ah, yes. That once held the shrine to Talos. But the worship of Talos was banned by the White Gold Concordat some time ago. It's the peace treaty that ended the war with the elves of the Aldmeri Dominion. The Dominion recognized the heresy of proclaiming Talos a god. Talos was a great man, and a great emperor, but that does not make him a god. No matter how much the Stormcloaks may wish it were so. The strong and honorable always carry the blessing of the Eight.
Being old's not so bad. Daughter keeps me fed.
Blessings to you. The Divines are listening.
Blessings of the Eight.
This wedding is boring. I wish they had jugglers.
Vittoria did pretty well for herself, marrying that Asgeir. Not a bad-looking fellow at all. I love weddings, don't you? Oh my, yes. I absolutely love weddings. I haven't found my special someone yet, but there's still hope. Vittoria is, well, getting up in years. Thank you for helping my aunt earlier. I'll see you around.
Long as I stay out of the way, the gods don't seem to care about me being here. I was the finest scout in the Legion once. Tracked down all the places in the wilds that were causing people trouble. Lost my helmet in one of the old caves. My pretty, pretty helmet. Life just got worse after that. Kept losing things. So many things. Oh, you could? I sure would love to have it again. Could show you some of my old scouting tricks.
My husband Asgeir and I thank you.
Am I? Free food and wine, and nobody's trying to throw me in the dungeon. I wish they did weddings here every day.
These days, it seems there is dread everywhere.
I do miss that.
But I beg you.
I still think my boy should...
Put such
They...
fears aside.
No, I'm not having a
Enjoy
good
yourselves.
time. My boy just married a god's-forsaken Imperial. Skyrim is full of eager Nord women, and he beds down with the enemy. Support Ulfric. or
Vittoria
die
may be
trying.
pretty, but does she have the right hips for the job? Oh, why? Why, certainly. I keep telling myself I'm not losing a son. I'm gaining an Imperial daughter. An Imperial daughter. Talos preserve you.
Mine, I most certainly am not. I've lost my daughter to a Nord beast, and my nephew Titus is too busy playing Emperor to even show up. Take care now.
When my aunt got married, they had a cake that was 3 feet tall. I got really sick that day. Not really. It's just a bunch of elders standing around looking important. I wish something exciting would happen. Sure, whatever you say. Bye.
I'm so glad Vittoria and Asgeir chose a public reception. That way the entire city can share in their holy bond. Oh yes, presiding over the union of two lovers is one of my greatest responsibilities. It helps that Asgeir and Vittoria truly care for each other. Sit are the to worship.